Have you ever watched a player on another team, night after night, slowly become the star everyone else overlooked and felt that little sting of regret? That nagging voice that asks, what if? What if he was wearing our jersey? Because as we watch the Chicago Bulls, there's a story unfolding that should make every front office, including our own Golden State Warriors, take a long, hard look in the mirror. We're not just talking about a player having a good season. We're talking about the arrival of force, a quiet storm that's been brewing for years and is now breaking across the league. This is the story of a player who absorbed every doubt, every question mark, and every bit of criticism, and used it to forge himself into one of the most exciting guards in the NBA. A player who embodies the very thing every team, including the Warriors, desperately searches for: a homegrown star who willed himself into existence. This is the story of Coby White, and it's a lesson in patience, perseverance, and the blinding mistake of underestimation. When Coby White's name was called in the 2019 draft, the reaction was mild. He was seen as a combo guard with a flashy haircut and a streaky shot. In a league hunting for the next transcendent talent, many analysts pegged him as a high-energy bench scorer, a useful piece but hardly a cornerstone. The questions were relentless. Was he a true point guard? Was his frame ready for the physicality of an 82-game season? Could his reserved personality handle the immense pressure of reviving a legendary franchise like the Chicago Bulls, a team still chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan? While the Warriors were navigating the painful end of a dynasty and looking for diamonds in the rough late in that same draft, the Bulls took a chance on White, and for a while, it looked like the doubters might be right. His early years were a roller coaster. One night, he'd erupt for 30 points, a blur of motion and fearless shot-making. The next, he'd seem lost, struggling to find his rhythm and impact the game. The inconsistency was maddening for Bulls fans and reinforced the narrative that he was a scorer, not a leader, a spark plug, not an engine. He was benched, his role fluctuated, and the media began to whisper about whether Chicago had made the right choice. In today's hyper-reactive NBA landscape, this is usually where the story ends. The player gets labeled, gets traded for spare parts, and becomes a trivia answer a decade later. But that's not what happened here. While the noise grew louder, Coby White got quieter, and he got to work. What we're witnessing now is the stunning result of that silent, relentless grind. The Coby White of today is a revelation, a player completely transformed from the raw prospect who entered the league. The biggest leap isn't just in his scoring, which has become far more efficient and reliable. The true transformation is in his understanding of the game. He has evolved from a player who just looks for his own shot into a masterful conductor of the offense. He's learned the delicate art tempo, knowing when to push the pace and attack the rim, and when to slow it down, get his teammates involved, and orchestrate a quality possession. This isn't something you're born with. This is basketball intelligence honed through thousands of hours of film study and a deep trust forged with his coaching staff. Chicago, a team that has been starved for a dependable perimeter creator for years, now has a weapon who can dissect a defense with a crossover or a perfectly timed pass. He's become the answer to a question they've been asking for a decade. And perhaps the most compelling part of his ascent is how he's done it. In an era of bravado and self-promotion, White has embraced the role of the humble protagonist. Teammates describe him not as a loud, demanding leader, but as a guy who sets the standard through his own actions. He's the first one in the gym and the last one to leave. He didn't just accept his weaknesses. He attacked them. His long-range shooting, once a liability, is now a legitimate threat. His defensive effort, once a question mark, is now consistent and disruptive. He has shown an unwavering commitment to becoming a complete player, not just settling for being a good scorer. He doesn't want to just be good. He wants to be great. And his stats this season are screaming that he's arrived. Across the board, points, assists, efficiency, you name it, his numbers have skyrocketed. But beyond the box score, his presence on the court has fundamentally changed the Bulls' identity. He has infused them with a sense of hope and a belief that they can compete with anyone. He's the reason the United Center is buzzing again, the name that gives fans a reason to believe in a brighter future. So, why are we talking about a Chicago Bull on a Golden State Warriors channel? Because Coby White's journey is a mirror. It reflects the value of patience in player development, something that can feel in short supply when you're chasing championships. It makes you wonder about the young players who have come through our own system and the pressures they face. White was allowed the space to fail, to struggle, and to grow out of the spotlight. That's a luxury not always afforded in the Bay Area. His story is a powerful reminder that the path to stardom isn't always a straight line. It's often a winding, difficult road filled with setbacks. Coby White is no longer just a point guard for the Bulls. He is the living, breathing symbol of a franchise's resurgence, and a cautionary tale for the rest of the league about the danger of writing a player off too soon. He has proven he has the talent, the work ethic, and the resilience of a true star. And if this is what he looks like now, the future is a terrifying and thrilling prospect for the rest of the NBA. What's your take on Coby White's incredible rise? Is he the most improved player in the league? And does his journey change how you feel about giving young prospects the time they need to develop, even when it's tough to watch? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to see what Dub Nation thinks about this. And hey, if you enjoy this kind of analysis on the players and stories shaping the league around our Warriors, do me a solid and hit that like button. It goes a long way. Until next time,